We're already seeing evidence in Africa of the direct correlation between the countries who take a sort of free and open model of internet governance and regulation and the amount of investment and the amount of innovation and the amount of entrepreneurship that's happening there. Yeah. South Africa is leading in terms of investment, both FDI and in terms of its own sort of economic growth, and it is ranked by Freedom House as the most free country on the continent. Kenya, same direct correlation, you know, fairly open, not saying everything is perfect, but real innovation and economic growth there. And the countries, you know, where they take a much more tightly regulatory approach, where they're really controlling the content, where the industries are controlled by the government, we're not seeing the same amount of growth. And that's just on the economic growth layer of things. But we're seeing evidence that there's a correlation here. Yeah. So this is not just a bunch of US companies and the US government saying, hey, you need to do this because we think it's the right thing to do. We're seeing evidence that it really is the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would just add one point. I mean, Russ, you couldn't have said it better. I think too, when we think about the number of users that are represented across the platforms on this stage, other companies not here today, including Facebook and others, where you guys all live, right, to a varying degree. We often think about them in terms of users, and we're speaking right now around how the companies that provide these platforms also perform lobbying functions in international fora, before governments, et cetera. So if we take that model and we kind of roll it out, you guys as users, we're really representing you as citizens, right? So when we think about this as civic engagement and issues that really you should be invested in for your professional, personal lives going forward, there's a reason that we're really looking to do this. And I would just challenge you to think of yourself not just as somebody who's jumping on a social network or using X form of email, but a citizen who's engaging on free networks usually that are made available and that we'd like to keep free, accessible, and not filtered for you. And so that's work that we're doing on behalf of everybody, and we'll continue to, because it's in our best interest. We know it's in our users' best interest. But as user citizens, how can we be working together and making sure that your voices are heard as well?